Your limitations force you to be creative. Now, I've said that several times. I say it to my students, I say it to my mates here, and guess what? Aaron has now just challenged me to put that to the test and prove it. We're out doing landscape photography, and Aaron's gone, well, if that's the truth, take my 1200D, this is the Canon 1200D, I've got an 85mm prime lens on here, and I know what you're thinking, you can take it to f1.8 and do something fancy. No, I've been limited again to f4, so I can use this prime lens, but no lower than f4. It's a really, shall we say, pooey day today as well. And that's the limitations. And I've been given this kit, this lens, I've got to take some decent shots. Aaron, true to his word, is limiting himself as well. He's got an old Zenit. What's it called? Zenit?
Zenit, yeah.
A Zenit with a 44mm prime lens. It looks like it comes from Russia in the 1940s, I think. It's an old film camera, and so Aaron's going to give it a go with that. And I'll show you Aaron's pictures at the end of this video. And yeah, and that's what we're going to do, because I tell you what, your limitations does force you to be creative. It's as simple as that. Now, doing landscape photography with an 85mm prime lens on a crop sensor body, that is something that you just wouldn't do. So that's my limitations, and I've got to try and get some decent shots with it. So hang around, I'm going to tell you all the settings, and we're going to take some decent shots, fingers crossed. Let's go. So if you're doing landscape shots and you've got a crop sensor camera like this, an 85mm lens is not really a great thing, especially if you want to get the wide sort of expanse of the landscape, which is what we've got here. But I'm going to use it to my advantage. Like we said before, I can't go below f4, but even so, I can still get a shallow depth of field, because effectively I've got a really zoomed in lens here. I've got a flower, like one kind of pinky flower in front of me, and then loads and loads of this heather going off into the distance. So I'm going to have that as my focus point and try and put it into maybe 1/3 of the frame, you know, explore composition and see how it comes out. So here we go. Here we go. Focus. I'm on f4 and let's take the shot. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, that is not bad at all. I'm still getting the sense of a landscape, but using this equipment. And actually, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm going to take a couple more. There's my first shot with my limited equipment. Let's go and find some more. So the whole point is to limit your equipment, obviously. And the reason I say that is because sometimes people think that you need to go out and buy tons of stuff and it's going to make your shots better. It's not about that. It's about knowing how to use the equipment that you've got and being creative with it. So my lens is effectively got a narrow field of view. You know, that's what I've been limited to. I can't zoom in or out, it's a prime lens. So I'm looking around this whole vast landscape that we're in, and over there is a really cool tree just sitting all on its own. So I'm thinking to use that as a focal point, the narrow field of view that I've been limited with, shoot through all of this heather and, well, just see if I can get a decent shot and a decent composition, really. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to frame this shot up so that that tree is central. I'm going to try and get some blurry foreground by adding some of this heather into the foreground and see what I get, really. The lighting is quite poor, but then again, I quite like it because it's soft lighting and it might suit this shot, especially if I put some kind of post-processing over the top. I'm not going to do anything heavy, it'll just be some contrast, maybe some colour toning or something like that. And yeah, let's take the shot, eh? I might need to get a bit closer and lower. And let's see how this works. Okay, focus in and take the shot. And that actually is not bad at all. And just so that you know, I'm shooting on just aperture priority. I've got my ISO on 100. That was shot at f4, and the shutter speed is 200th of a second. And that's what you get from it. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with that shot. Now let's go and try take some more. So now what I'm going to do is make a makeshift macro, if you like. Just use this to get some really close-up macro-y kind of shots. Like I say, you use what you've got. I've got dewdrops coming off of these plants here. It looks really cool, like these drips. And I'm just going to frame them up and see if I can get the shot. Again, I'm on f4. Aperture priority, it's easy really. Aperture priority, ISO 100. Let's get the focus point. That's going to be the hardest bit. Getting that focus point absolutely bang on. And then I'm going to angle the composition so that it goes diagonally through my frame, and that is not bad at all. I like that. That's very good. So I've got one more idea to use this lens for something, but before I show you that, let me tell you about the courses that we have over at the schoolofphotography.com. We teach photography properly over there. We are professional, fully qualified teachers. I've been teaching photography since 2002. So if you're looking to learn photography, studio lighting, Lightroom, Photoshop, anything photography related, come over and see us at the schoolofphotography.com. I promise you we can help you out. There's loads of freebies over there as well, so you can try before you buy. Okay, now let's go and do this very last idea that I've got. So this lens is effectively a portrait lens, but it's a portrait lens actually on a full frame camera, and this is a crop sensor camera. We are doing landscapes, but I've got another idea, and I think why not do a portrait, because I really think it would make a cool portrait, especially in this surrounding here. Aaron and his Russian camera, I think it's Russian. Actually, if you know where that Zenit comes from, put it in the comments below. Hey, you might have like a, you know, like a really expensive thing there. Someone might offer you £1 million if they do halfsies, all right? Yeah, so I'm going to do a portrait. I'll set it up, and Aaron, what I want you to do is, actually I want you to take your jacket off, because you've got like a cool t-shirt. Like, I want to make him look a bit urban in a non-urban environment. That's the idea, all right? So take your jacket off, Aaron, and I want you to stand roughly about here, okay? And the reason for that is, well, as you can see, it is vast. It's like heavy in the background. Yeah, keep your camera in hand. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, so roughly about here, right on top of the horse's crap.
Every time, everywhere we go.
Right, you stand about there. I'm going to come back over here. Right, so I've got the composition that I want. I mean, you can probably actually see that there. You know, you've obviously got Aaron there in this vast expanse. I quite like the way he's holding his camera as well. And clearly you can see now why I made him take his jacket off. I mean, the weather is terrible today, so we've all got rain jackets on. He's just gonna have to get cold for a bit. All right, so I don't want you to smile, Aaron. I just want you to be like, you know, just relax yourself. You've got to look directly into the lens, and I'm just gonna take a few shots, all right? Okay, here we go. Nice, and another one. Okay, nice. Now just relax your body and hold your camera in one hand, possibly. and then that's not a bad pose actually. I like that. Yeah, good, 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 good. Relax, looking into the lens. Relax, looking into the lens.
Now, on the other hand.
No, I quite like, because you're natural, you see, because you're natural. So when you're taking portraits like that, especially if someone's got something in their hand, you are naturally going to hold it however naturally you are. So there's no point, like what Aaron just said, do you want it in the other hand and stuff like that? Well, there's no point. You want someone to look natural, all right? You want them to look calm and natural. Personally, I don't like the smiley kind of shots. And yeah, so I'm just going to just check these are all right. I need to just check they're exposed correctly. I'm having some trouble with exposure. I'm having some trouble with exposure because we've got a dark body and the sky, even though it's grey, it's quite bright in the background. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to try some upwards like this. That's a better exposure. What was that taken at? 1/100th of a second, I think. Okay. All right, just relax, Aaron, a minute. That's it. Just stand there. Now hold your camera normal towards me. That's it. Good. Okay, I'm just going to check them out against the others. Oh, I like the others better. So okay. So I like the other pictures better because the exposure was going a bit wonky there. But I've took an exposure reading for what I want it to be, and actually all I've got to do is change the shutter speed to 1/100th of a second. So now I'm going to go fully manual. I'm going to put I ain't used one of these for a long time, but I'm going to put the aperture on f4, the shutter speed on 1/100th of a second, the ISO is on 100, and I think that should be all right. Let's go. Okay, same thing again, Aaron, lovely. Cheers, just relax, just relax. That's a much better exposure. That's it, hold your camera again properly. Okay, I want you to stand dead on me, dead straight to me. And now I want you to turn side on. So you're back to, that's it, back to how you was. That's it, and again, that's it. Because then it's just sort of, it's loosening you up again, because you stand in the same place and you stiffen up, don't you? You know what I mean? So just loosen up a little bit. That's the one. That's it, Aaron, good. Nice, just relax. Cool, cheers, Aaron. I think that we got some good portraits there. Aaron does look a little bit mean, I'm afraid, but that's just the way he looks. Actually, that's the way I made him look. Photography lies, guys, and you know, get used to that. I've made him look a bit meaner than what he actually is, and that's me that's done that. Right, that's it. Oh, I need to tell you one more thing. Aaron has just informed me that the film that he's using in his camera is 17 years out of date. So I don't even know if they're going to come out. If they are going to come out, I'm going to put them at the end of this video. So if you don't see any pictures, you know that the pictures didn't come out. All right, so I just need to tell you that. So why don't you give it a go? Why don't you limit your equipment, and that will then force you to be creative. And when you've done it, you can hashtag the School of Photography. We love seeing work that is being created from our tutorials. Hashtag the School of Photography, share it on, well, any social media platform. We will pick it up. If we like it, we'll also share it for you. And thanks for watching. Please like and share this video, because if you don't, you know, we can't bring you this stuff. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button, like, share it. You know all the stuff that you need to do. If you don't do it, we can't bring you these videos, and we appreciate every single like and every single subscription that we get. Thanks for watching, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.